Rahu Kaal. Rahu Kaal basically means the Rahu time in 24 hours. Now, this is only prevalent in our Asian culture, or I would say more so in our South India, in the southern part of India. The people are very, very particular about doing things at the correct time, and they avoid one certain period in one certain time or a specific time in a day which they feel is not auspicious for them to start anything. Now, in Hindu Vigyan, Rahu Kaal is one of the 8 segments of the day, and it is considered inauspicious period in Indian astrology due to its association with the malefic Rahu. Now, you must remember that it is only Indian astrology that takes the dragon's head or the Rahu to be malefic. According to me personally, I would say each one to oneself. Rahu is very good for some people and Rahu is not good for some people. Similarly, the dragon's tail Ketu is good for some people and Ketu is not good for some people. But here today I am explaining to you all what do you mean by Rahu Kaal. Rahu is the dragon's head, the Kaal is inauspicious or the period or the time. So, Rahu Kalam is one of the 8 segments of the day and considered inauspicious period in Indian astrology due to its association with malefic Rahu. The segments are calculated by taking the total time between the sunrise and sunset at a given place and then dividing this time duration by 8. The segments are calculated by taking the total time between sunrise and sunset at a given place and then dividing this time duration by 8. Astronomically, in the Hindu Panchang, the ever-varying planetary configuration means that the auspicious hours during each day will not always fall at the same time or at the same moment of time. So, Rahu Kaal, or we could, in other words, they say Rahu Kalam. In some places they say the Yama Ghatam and the Vishaghati are the time periods which are specially considered inauspicious or unlucky, or as in our Indian language we say Ashubh. So the planets according to Indian astronomers are the Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. So the Rahu Kala and the Gulika Kal are calculated based on these planets. Or you can say the Rahu Kala and the Gulika Kala are calculated based on these planets. Even though Rahu and Ketu are not physical bodies, yet they are sensitive points on the intersection of the ecliptic, that is the apparent path of motion of the sun and the moon. Now, the ecliptic part is the motion of the sun by the moon's orbit, seen from the moon's orbit. Rahu is the northern point and Ketu is the southern point. Ancient astronomers, now astronomers, astrology has been age old, ever since the world started, I feel. Ancient astronomers felt that the mighty Rahu and Ketu have the strength to obscure the sun, thus causing a solar eclipse. Hence, it is considered inauspicious to begin any undertaking during this Rahu Kaal. Every day, this Rahu Kaal lasts for around 90 minutes. But the duration differs according to the length of the time between sunrise to sunset. To calculate the Rahu Kaal, the time between the sunrise and sunset, which is divided into 8 units or time groups. Now, which time group will have the Rahu Kaal depends upon the weekday. So, from Sunday to Saturday, the timings will be different. Now, this was the explanation. Just to make things more simpler or to make things more, I would say, user-friendly. we have divided this from Sunday to Saturday, and we've kept it in our day-to-day diary, that these are the times that we need to avoid on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. So on Sunday it is the 8th Muhurat. On Monday it is the 2nd Muhurat. On Tuesday it is the 7th Muhurat. Wednesday it is the 5th Muhurat. Thursday is the 6th Muhurat. Friday is the 4th Muhurat, and Saturday is the 3rd Muhurat. Now again you will say, okay, what is this Muhurtas? Muhurtas basically means that time period to make life further simpler. You could probably note this down in your diaries and completely follow it. Now the times below can be used in absence of access to accurate Rahu Kaal. Right, now these times are accurate only if the daylight lasts for 12 hours and the sunrise is at 6 am. Now for longer or shorter days the time needs to be adjusted. Now the mnemonic phrase is, in our Indian 7:30 am, mother saw father wearing the turban suddenly. That means the mother, so on MO you take Monday, and it is from 7:30 am to 9 am. Saw is Saturday, 9 to 10:30. Father is Friday, 10:30 to 12. Wearing is Wednesday, 12 to 13:30. Thursday is that is 13:30 to 1500 hours. Turban, you take the first two letters TU, Tuesday, it's 1500 to 1630 hours. Suddenly, SU, Sunday, it is 1630 to 1800 pm. Okay, 1800 hours. Now while talking about Rahu Kaal, if you ask me personally, am I such a rigid believer of all these things? My answer is that since there is no scientific proof to it, but we've tried to analyze all this, that why is it that certain period in a day is good and why is it that a certain period is bad. Our explanation, or logically explaining it would be that at various times in our life or in the time of the day, the energies are low and the energies are high. Now this is basically standard for everybody. It may be applicable to some people, it may not be applicable to some people. So it is something like saying being cautionary or just taking caution, like offense is the best form of defense, they say. Right. So similarly, I would say that even if you are ritualistic or spiritualistic or superstitious, it really doesn't matter. Just taking a little caution may help you save certain disasters in life. So in your diary you can write down that, okay, these are the various times that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday the energy levels are pretty low. So I might as well not start anything auspicious during that particular time. So at least we've taken out all the negative energies while venturing into doing something, and a mind gets rest assured that yes, now that I have taken all the cautions, things are bound to be good. But here, on the flip side, being a golfer, I have seen that since I always take golf to be it's like a game of life. I have seen that your drives may be excellent. You hit a very good shot by taking everything into consideration, your stance, your flexibility, your visualization. We've taken everything into consideration and we strike it. We strike it perfect. But the chances are the second shot may not be perfect. Thus you ending up losing the hole maybe by 1 or 2 points. Life is also similar. If you've taken everything into consideration, you've taken the Rahu column also into consideration and you've hit it perfectly, chances are, if you've not done your homework and if you have not managed yourself wherever, whether it is your work or whether it is your relationship, even if you've started everything at the auspicious hour, there are no guarantees that the things may fall smoothly. So when you're taking these auspicious times into consideration, this is one aspect of life. The main aspect still remains that you need to be an architect of your fate. You need to manage your life. You need to be sure and do your homework before you embark on any projects that are important to you for your health, wealth, and happiness.